Welcome and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some easy and effective tips to reduce visual clutter in your home. Start by first identifying the areas in your home that tend to accrue the most amount of visual clutter. For most of us mamas, it's probably our kitchen. So our kitchen countertops, our kitchen tables, and most likely our bathrooms as well. Take inventory of what items are laying there. Identify if they have a home to go to. You might need to declutter first to make space for them. The reason that the visual clutter is building up is because those items don't have a space to go back to. Another reason the visual clutter might be piling up is because you need to learn to develop the habit of putting items where they belong. So it's really a two-step process. You first find a home for the items to go to, and then you ensure that you put items away after you've used them. Don't allow the items to just sit there because that is what's creating your visual clutter. Next, remove ugly labels and tags from items. They are creating that dreaded visual clutter look. So for example, you have a candle, super cute, probably out and about. Remove the price tag. You have other items in your kitchen or in your bathroom or your living room or your entryway. If they have unnecessary tags on them, remove them. The impact is huge. It immediately makes it look more tidy and clean. As a word of caution, do keep important labels on. So when we're talking about cleaning products and such, if it has important information on the label, keep those on. The best thing that you can do, store them underneath your kitchen sink or in your bathroom or in a linen closet, but don't keep those items with labels if you can on surfaces. Great hack, in order to remove labels from items, you can take a blow dryer and hold it to the label for 30 seconds and you'll be able to quickly peel it off. The next way to reduce visual clutter is to transfer things like dish soap, shampoos, conditioners, even coffees and teas if you have them out and about into different containers. So instead of having your dish soap in something like this on your sink, transfer it to a plain container like this. The same applies again for your shampoos, for your conditioners. I have, for example, my tea is in a container like this. The same thing goes for my sugar as well as my coffee. So just kind of take inventory of what are some of the things that visually are out and about, right? And see if there's a way for you to inexpensively even transfer it to a different container. By doing this, it's going to make your space look neat and rich. The next way to reduce visual clutter is to get into the habit of tidying up before you leave a space. If, for example, you were enjoying a cup of coffee in your living room, instead of placing the empty cup of coffee on your coffee table, bring it into the kitchen, put it in the sink. If you want to take it up a notch, actually wash the cup and put it away. The more you get into the habit of tidying up before you leave a space, clearing your surface areas, the less visual clutter you're going to have. The next way to reduce visual clutter, and some of you might not believe I'm actually saying this, but I am the proud owner of a junk drawer. Yes, there are going to be times where you have absolutely no idea what the home for a particular item is. And sometimes you just want to quickly get rid of surface clutter. And one of the best ways to do this, and I give you permission, is to have a junk drawer. What I don't recommend is just having junk drawers all over the house. But if you happen to have one or two junk drawers, by all means. The less stuff you have, the less visual clutter you will accrue. So in a lot of instances, if you're finding that your home is filled with visual clutter, you might want to invest the initial time into decluttering your entire home first, thereby eliminating visual clutter, making space for items to have a home for, and no longer having to experience the eye twitch of surface clutter all over your space. If you're enjoying my video, contribute to my coffee addiction by smashing that like button. Next, you want to focus on eliminating visual clutter in high traffic areas. High traffic areas such as entryways or kitchens or bathrooms or kids' room tend to accrue and acquire a lot of visual clutter. So if you are to prioritize any area of your house when it comes to visual clutter, start with those high traffic areas. Do items in those high traffic areas have a home to go to? If they don't, create a home for them. If they do, get into the habit of putting things where they belong. I also highly recommend, before you invest a ton of money in bins and containers and fancy stuff, play around with shoe boxes that you already have or Amazon boxes, whatever, and see if it functions well for you and your family before investing the money into expensive organizational trinkets. A quick pro tip reminder, if you are going to invest in buying things to organize the visual clutter that you have, measure first. Too many times we get overly excited. We see something we like on Amazon or in Home Goods, we buy it, we bring it home, we put it in a drawer, and our stuff doesn't fit. So measure before you buy. You can also focus on eliminating mail and paper clutter. Mail and paper clutter contributes to a lot of that visual So typically what ends up happening is, again, the mail and the papers don't have a home to go to. So something as simple as having a mail caddy that hangs on the wall, or maybe just a little file cabinet or something where you're placing your mail. Even better, what I do is I open all of my mail on top of a garbage can. And whatever mail I don't actually need, I will tear it up and I will throw it out. So I will immediately only keep the mail that I actually need. Next, in order to eliminate visual clutter, one of the biggest culprits for visual clutter is wires. There are a ton of solutions for hiding your wires on Amazon. I'll leave links to the products in the description. The next culprit of visual clutter are our kids' toys. I am a mom. I am also a dog mom. So my daughter's toys, my dog's toys tend to be all over the place, which during the day, I'm currently recording this video while my daughter is actually off from school. So obviously we have much more visual clutter as it relates to her toys and board games and arts and crafts and all of that stuff. It's actually currently all over my house. And that's completely fine as long as at the end of the day, it goes back to where it belongs. The best way to manage this is just to simply have bins that the toys then return to. I also highly recommend the less stuff that you can keep on the floor, the less visual clutter you'll have. So it's great to have nets or things that are suspended up in the air in order to house a lot of our kids' stuffies or additional toys. You can also utilize the space underneath the bed and get those flat containers that fit comfortably underneath the bed to store a lot of those little toys as well as board games. So that'll eliminate a lot of the visual clutter. Next is the 60-second purge. Get in the habit of doing the 60-second purge. Merely all you do is you grab a box or a bin, you walk around your space, and you swipe all of the items off of surfaces that don't belong. This is a habit I practice on a daily basis, and it maintains and reduces the amount of visual clutter that I have in my space. I highly recommend it. And lastly, this is the tip that I've been saving for last, and some of you are going to be like, you are out of your mind with this suggestion. But here it goes. Eliminate as many surfaces that you don't need as possible. I used to have a coffee table in my living room that would constantly, no matter how much I tried and put things away, it was a magnet for surface clutter. And it used to drive me nuts. So what I did is I actually just eliminated the coffee table altogether. So we now have no coffee table in the living room. So sometimes you have to go as atomic as that, because remember, having a lot of surfaces is what creates visual clutter. The less surfaces you have, the less surface clutter you have, the less visual clutter you experience. For what to declutter in each and every room of your home, you can grab my free Ultimate Mom's Decluttering Guide. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed my video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of my weekly videos. As always, good luck on your decluttering journey, and remember to be good to yourselves.